At a hotel in the centre of Ankara, the Turkish president took to the stage in front of an audience of business people and supporters to announce the annual Turkish export figures. There was a small increase on last year, but it was still a record.
Our exports for the year 2023 increased by 0.6% compared to last year and reached $255.809 billion, breaking the Republic's record. With this figure, we have also exceeded our export target of $255 billion for the medium-term program.
The Turkish economy has largely seen an upward trend in exports in the past 10 years, to a large extent weathering events like the COVID pandemic and the Ukraine war better than some other countries. But the government says the two devastating earthquakes that hit the country last year cost it about $6 billion in exports, which would have made the increase higher. It believes it can now do much better in 2024, setting a target of $375 billion.
I hope that with the downward descent of the wars in our north and south in 2023, together with the normalization of the world, we will achieve much different figures together with all exporters. The first quarter seems to be a little more troubled due to the economic problems in the world at the moment. But after the second half, I think that the economy will revive all over the world, that it will be better.
Türkiye's biggest selling exports largely remain the same: motorized vehicles, a market it's now trying to enter itself with its own Tog brand. And its biggest customers remain the likes of Germany, the US and Iraq. But some of its fastest growing markets are the UAE and Saudi Arabia, two Gulf Arab states with whom it's mended relations, and Russia. Moscow's trade with the West has dropped since the war in Ukraine, so it needs new suppliers. Ankara says it's strictly monitoring products going there to make sure they don't break international sanctions. The Turkish economy still faces significant challenges. Inflation is over 60%, but there's a new team in place at the finance ministry and a new head of the central bank. And the Turkish president will be hoping that these increasing exports will help keep the country on the correct path. Andrew Hopkins, TRT World, Ankara.
Let's get more on this now with economist Murat Ferman, who joins us from Istanbul. Good to have you back with us, Murat. Some great news for the Turkish export sector. We've had 3 consecutive years of record highs in terms of total export volumes, culminating in the all-time high in 2023. What sectors drove that success, do you think?
By the way, Turkish economy has been advancing in many different venues in the last 20 years. And let me begin by saying that when you're talking about Turkey's economy, one key terminology pops up in my mind, and it is positive differentiation. Positive differentiation in growth, positive differentiation in growth of exports, growth of GDP, so on and so forth. When it comes to exports and exports management, it has been a kind of a national importance, or a very sensitive topic in Turkish hearts and minds. When I say like this, maybe some of the viewers find me a bit exaggerating, but believe me, in the last 40 to 50 years, we are breathing and we're talking about how to improve our exports. It's been a national drive, maybe a national task to increase our exports through our efforts. And with this large motivation and accumulation and a keen importance on this very major engine of economy, we have managed to really reach nearly all foreign markets. Turkish products are now on the shelves of nearly every retail station in the world. We reach to many different showrooms. We go by different international travel routes, so on and so forth. And in the recent years, the overall strategy of giving a lot of importance and emphasis on having global brands stemming from Turkey or originating from Turkey has gained some steam. And of course, some key programs such as Turquality also helped in that matter. So therefore, although we are now shy away of our quite ambitious $500 million export goal in the 100th year of anniversary of Republic, we are doing quite fine in this quite tightening structures. When I'm talking about tightening structures, Oscar, I'm referring to the fact that our first and foremost major foreign trade partner is Europe. And it's been like that for many years. And as you know, that in the recent years, right after the pandemic, Europe has not been known or is not projected to become a fast kind of importer. Therefore, there are some kind of hesitations. There are some limitations when it comes to European market from our exports point of view. Therefore, Turkey is now trying to balance her act. I think one of the most critical factors that we need to take care of in this coming days is really advancing our options by going ahead with new free trade agreements. And I guess in the coming days, our first and foremost mutual talks with Great Britain regarding that matter will be a good opener, per se, because the major challenge is trying to revise or have the customs union revised. As you know, the customs union between Turkey and the European Union has been in effect since 1996, and there is a dire need for some revision and for some upgrading. And of course, there are, as I'm aware of the fact that there are some other projects on table trying to renegotiate or advance or redesign, if you may, some of the existing free trade agreements. And there might be some new strategies and tactics, for example, opening to ASEAN countries through mutual cooperation and trade agreement with Thailand, for example. So therefore, we have the potential, we have the will, we have the excitement. So therefore, I guess we have each and every, as they say, ammunition necessary on our barracks. Now the time has come to really pace up and kind of take care of the problems in a speedy fashion.